Is college football 25 going to be the deepest sports game ever? Probably. It's going to be RPG-ish. Well, yeah. Dynasty Deep Dive was today. I cannot cover all of this for you guys. Okay, if you are into the game, I'm going to put the link down below to these blog dev notes, and you can read it all. And I just want to talk about a few things here as we go through it. So yes, all of our college football content will be on this channel going forward. Yes, there will be some Ultimate Team, but yes, there will also be Dynasty where we're going to be playing and rebuilding and doing all of that and creating that, because this is what I grew up with. Now, I'm going to give you guys a few of the things that I think on here. I don't want to cover every point. I'm not going to try to cover every point. Again, you need to read to go through it all. The high level is there's so much detail within Dynasty, from creating your coach, recruiting, how to recruit, scouting, it's just so deep. It's almost too deep, it seems, maybe, because I know that there's always going to be a very hardcore section of the audience. They want every single little detail. Well, I think you guys are going to get that. There's also a section of audience that kind of wants to just play the game and go through Dynasty. So I hope that there is a way that you can sort of just maybe autopilot some of that stuff. It seems that there was a couple mentions within here where they're talking about making it easier for you to just kind of keep the recruits going and all that. But again, with the transfer portal and all that as well, all in the game this year. My concern is for the very, very casual part of the audience. This game, clearly at its core, not designed for the casual audience. It's not. And that's okay. That's okay. This is the way that they went with it. And it's, for me, who's not a casual player, fantastic. I love it. Building my coach, my programming, just going all the way deep into the game here. It is going to be awesome. It is going to be awesome. It's not going to be the fastest progression of going through things. And what we will do here as we on this channel, I read through all of this one time now. I'm going to read through it again. I'm going to go through it probably another time after that. And I'm going to pick out a few things, and we'll have a couple more videos this week to give you guys some of my insight on where I think your focus should be when you're starting to build your dynasties. Some of the insights that you can sort of read into with recruiting. And obviously, once the game comes out, any tips, information on how to recruit and do all that stuff, we'll obviously have here on the channel as well. Let's talk about a few things real quickly within this, and we'll let you guys go back and read all of this by yourselves. If you love sports, you're looking to take your daily fantasy experience to the next level, check out my favorite app in the entire world right now, Prize Picks. It's really simple. All you have to do is pick more or less on a player's projection, and then you can win up to 100 times your money. We're not going to leave you hanging here. If you use code CC when you sign up right now, you can get your first deposit matched up to $100. All you have to do is either click the link in the description, go download the app from the App Store. Either way, you will be set and ready to go. And this way you will not miss out on the weekly specials like Choco Tuesday, which is discounts, Flex Friday, which is a protected entry. So check out Prize Picks today. Again, use my code CC. Thank you guys for all the support. Back to the video. So we mentioned it's kind of like RPG-ish, where you're going to be building up your coach, your coaching tree. You can start as a coordinator, you can start as a head coach, whoever you want, right? And as you go through that, you're going to be able to have different archetypes, which are going to get different abilities. You're going to have different specialties along the way. Again, we see tier 1 through 4 abilities here, and you can be a better recruiter. You can be better at the X's and O's. Again, the way I would do something like that, because some of these abilities are going to give you boosts, and based on your archetypes, you're going to get boosts as well. If you are simulating your games, I think some of this stuff matters a little more. If you're not simulating, I'd probably be leaning more towards the recruiting style of coach archetypes to give yourself some boosts and easy stuff that way. And if you're playing the game, then you can just play and be good at the game. That's the way I see it right now. Again, not everyone actually likes to play through their games and simulate. You know, they just want to rebuild it without touching it. Okay, that's for you. I like to play my games. I like to play my games personally, you know, that's just me. coaching carousel, getting hired, schemes, all that. Yes. Then you get to manage your staff. Again, it's going to matter. Boosts will stack based on coordinators and all that. Makes sense. And as you start to build your program and get into recruiting, this is where everything's going to be. So it's really going to be based on these factors here. Every school is going to have a set of grades for all these factors, and the recruit is going to look at them. Some of these can change, some of them can't. Some of them are very real world-ish. When it comes to, academic prestige, grade cannot be changed. You can't change that grade. So if you pick a school which doesn't have any academic prestige, you're probably not going to get very many recruits who care about that. The other stuff, as you win and you build your program more, you will be able to get people fall in line as you raise your grades, you raise your prestige around the program and all that. But other things, campus lifestyle, grade can't change. Can't change. You got a boring school, your school's boring. No matter how many wins you get, it's boring to be there. Okay, right. That's fine. Again, there's so much in here. We'll figure out the best ways to have it. And I already have some ideas on some schools, because a big thing is the pipelines. They made big mention of pipelines in the trailer. And if they're talking about it in the trailer, it feels important, because pipelines are really important in real life. Brand exposure, all this sort of stuff. You're going to be able to DM recruits, do all that. 3,500 recruits a year is a lot. Again, what they're caring about. And there's this whole section on pipelines here, which I feel like is of the utmost importance. And we'll cover that deeper in its own video. And then basically it's going to be initial interest, top 10, top 8, top 5. You're going to have to schedule visits. You can have 4 visits a week. Have to be home games or on a bye. Again, pretty standard. And they go through the stages here. So again, so much of this, it's easy to read. You can read it and be like, oh man. It also feels like a lot. It feels like you are studying for a test right now as you read this blog. Until we really get our hands on it, I don't want to feel or lean one way on the complexity of it all. How much time am I going to have to take in between the games every single week? I don't know until we find out. That's kind of a worry for me. I don't. If you want to take 4 hours, you can take 4 hours. That's cool. If you want to take 10 minutes, you need to be able to take 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever it may be, right? Again, scouting, again, pretty standard. The next big thing, obviously, we have some of these recruiting actions that you can do. Again, read about this, where you're trying to figure out what the player wants. Makes a lot of sense. Then you start to pitch them, hard sells, soft sells. Again, the whole idea is to find that combination of things and find the best players who want that combination of things. That's essentially what this recruiting is in a nutshell. That's essentially all it is. Again, it's still a digital simulation when it comes to this stuff, where if someone likes tacos and you're like, and they don't like KFC, and you're like, we should go to Taco Bell, and they're like, oh, that's great. Or you say, oh, we should go to KFC, and they're like, no. I'm like, but there's a combination Taco Bell KFC. Everyone's happy. Same sort of idea here. You just got to find out what people like. It's kind of like dating a little bit. The closing actions, again, cool. Transfer portal. Again, one of the things in here that I saw, they have it called deal breakers. Seems to be really important that if you get a recruit in there and they have a deal breaker and you do not maintain that grade, maybe their deal breaker is brand prestige at a B+. Okay. If your brand prestige falls below that, they're going to leave. They're going to leave. Now, how easy is it to manipulate these grades to make sure these guys don't leave? We don't know. But nonetheless, that's something in there. And again, it makes sense. It makes sense, you know? Playing time, maybe you think like, if I'm not starting, I'm not coming. And you recruit another 5-star, maybe they want to leave. Okay, you just kind of pay attention to that. I don't think it'll be too difficult. The transfer portal, again, happening after the season. Everything happens much quicker with it, as it should. Again, very cool. And then signing day, once you sign someone, they're on your team. There's so much more to this blog. There's so much more to this blog. Look at, like, there's so much more. It gets into all these other details, creating your own conferences, doing all this. There's a ton of information in here, gentlemen. And I think if you want to play Dynasty, it is worth your time to take the read and go through it. Again, a lot of it sounds great. It sounds like the old game with a little bit more stuff kind of involved in there, which is cool. That's what people want. The selling point of College Football 25 is in the details to me, whether it's presentation details or Dynasty details. That's what a lot of people are really going to care about, and they should absolutely love this. How is it going to be gameplay wise though? I think that's a big thing to someone like me. It may not be a big thing to people like you or your friends. Again, some people just want to simulate. They like to just play against the computer. That's great. You can do all that. We'll see. Again, I'm going to go through this all over again, but I am extremely excited and I cannot wait to get my hands on this game finally. I do want to let you guys know that when the game comes out, I am on vacation. That's terrible timing. It sucks, but it is what it is. Happy wife, happy life. I'm going to be bringing all my stuff with me to cover what we can. However, when it comes to start building our Dynasty, it will, because I want to make sure I take the time and do it right. I don't want to rush it. Our first Dynasty episode probably will not be in those first 2 or 3 days. That's just the truth. 100%. I'm not going to lie to you guys. If you're new to the channel, you need to know that I'm the most honest one when it comes here. It's a fact. Love you guys. Enjoy it. Read it up. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'm out. Peace.